sovereign citizen do. What's happening, guys? You suck. I'm a sovereign citizen from Naperville. I know all about the gold fringe and how fraudulent it is.
They hit me with a really strong dose of OC spray.
I want to speak to you dead soldiers now! I know the laws, buddy, and I'm waiting for you to do something wrong so I can sue your department.
I pay for that uniform, I pay for that car, I'm the taxpayer, right?
Hi folks. Let me begin by thanking my newest channel members. I think it's about time for another contest, so here's what we're going to do. The first channel member who can guess what state I'm currently in will win $50. Email your guesses to my email address that's in the description box. Also, stop by Thursday for another live stream with the lawyers Artie, Natalie Lawyer Chick, and OPT Lawyer. Those shows always do well, so I think I'm going to make it a regular thing. Now on to today's idiot. If you saw my last video, you'll remember this waste of oxygen.
Thanks so much. There's no such thing as mandatory masks in Canada. No such thing. Mandatory. Get out her. There's Dave. There's Dave from Dave's No Frills. The guy who actually just touched me. There he is right there. The guy right here. By the way, Dave, you're under arrest for assault. You're under arrest. Guys, this is a citizen's arrest. Both these guys, right here.
Behind your back, you're under arrest. Thank you.
Oh, both these guys.
Put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest.
Here we go. No, here.
Give me your phone.
Okay.
Put your hands behind your back.
Sir,
Put your hands behind your back.
I made a citizen's arrest of this man.
All right,
right here.
To a lawyer. You understand that?
That video has gotten over 100,000 views in less than 48 hours, so I thought it would be good to do a follow-up. Thanks to the research skills of my producer, a Marvel girl, I've got a lot more on this moron. You could tell that he's a bad person just from my video, but it turns out he's a horrible person. Mr. Johnson left this out of his video, the part where he slugs the store owner in the face. But that's not really the worst part. There's so much more. Kevin Johnson's arrest for assault is the very tip of this very ugly iceberg. Like the fact that he's awaiting trial on hate speech charges, and he was ordered to pay $2.5 million to a restaurant owner for defamation. What was that all about, you ask?
Good evening. A Mississauga man previously charged with promoting hate is now being forced to pay millions after a judge ruled he defamed a GTA businessman. The owner of Paramount Fine Foods says he feels vindicated after months of harassment from a man who he says targeted him simply because he was Muslim.
And the Canadian justice system today has proved that there is a price and people will be called to their responsibility to what they've done, and there is a price and they will pay it.
Mohammed Faqih was all smiles today at his downtown restaurant after learning he'd won a defamation suit to the tune of $2.5 million.
You see, Kevin Johnson is not just an anti-mask Karen. He's also the worst kind of racist.
The Middle Eastern restaurant chain owner had become the target of Kevin Johnston, the man behind the Freedom Report, known for his anti-Muslim tirades online. Court documents show that in at least 8 videos posted to YouTube, Johnston had made false and malicious statements about Faqih, linking him and his restaurants to a number of terrorist organizations. The judge finding the statements had no basis in fact and negatively impacted Faqih's business dealings.
When someone says in front of your door, you have to be a jihadist to come into the restaurant, and that the money that you pay to buy a hummus or a shawarma are going to Boko Haram. I mean, I've been put into a situation where I worried about my safety, my staff safety, the safety of my children and my family and my wife.
In the U.S., in order to win a defamation suit, you have to prove that you were damaged in some way by the false accusations. I'm pretty sure it's the same in Canada. So not only were the things that Kevin Johnson said untrue, but they were damaging to the man's business.
This is not the first time Johnston, a one-time Mississauga mayoral candidate, has been in trouble for issues surrounding hate speech. In 2017, he was charged with 2 counts of willful promotion of hatred against Muslims in relation to a number of videos posted to his website. He previously targeted an MP who introduced an anti-Islamophobia motion and offered a reward for anyone who recorded children praying in public schools. Human rights lawyer Richard Moon points out that because this was a defamation case, the threshold was lower than it would have been for a hate speech case, which requires a higher standard of proof under the criminal code. Still, Justice Ferguson didn't shy away from labeling Johnston's statements as, quote, a loathsome example of hate speech at its worst, targeting people solely because of their religion. Left unchallenged, it poisons the integrity of our democracy.
You may be thinking, it can't get any worse than this. Yes, it can. On top of everything else, he's also peddling a profoundly racist coffee brand called The Wasted Native.
Simple. And don't forget about the Wasted Native. Your mic's off.
Yeah, the real nerd.
Hold on, your mic's off.
You shut your mouth off. I know who you are, buddy. Thanks
very
very much for being here. Now, Derek hasn't shown off his bag of coffee in 5 minutes, so we both did it. There you go. Wasted Native. Woohoo! Kevin J. Johnston's Coffee Co. This brand now sells in a store in Toronto, jwfoods.com, to get yours if you're in the GTA and save yourself a little bit of shipping costs.
And there's plenty of other reasons to loathe this guy. Like the fact that he wrote a book that might result in some gullible people's death. And the fact that he thinks that people should pay for the privilege of talking to him on the phone, in spite of the fact that no one knows who he is.
We had a very big discussion in the office here about how rapidly my time gets burned up, even like a simple phone call. So we've made the discussion here today that we have to start charging for my time on the phone. If you go to kevinjjohnston.ca, you can actually book a 15, 30, or 60-minute phone call with me. And that way we're going to be slating our time properly to make sure that whilst the money comes in for me to talk here, I'm paying James or Jordan or anybody else to get the blogs done and get further emails answered, because it's got to be a team now. So between Derek and myself and the 5 social media folks that we have, that's a team of 7. And it's still not enough to get everything done.
Yes, Kevin, it must be terribly hard to run your YouTube empire with its 610 subscribers. Kevin Johnston is a truly disgusting person, and I hope that this video and the one before it bring him some shame. If you like this video and you want to see more stupid in the future, please like and subscribe.